Good morning. Welcome to the Solid Sports Video Blog, episode 116, right here on the Solid Sports and Gaming channel. Today's date is February 29th, 2020. Rare leap year this year, so we got an extra day of the year. It was the final day of February. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Having a little technical difficulty this morning. One of my good headphones. Notice I don't have no headphones in my ear. All my earphones are broke, so I'm gonna have to invest in buying some more, some good ones, hopefully. So hopefully the sound ain't too bad. I tested the sound before I came on with the PlayStation camera that I'm using right now, which has a microphone on it. So hopefully it picks up my voice pretty good. I think it picked it up pretty decently when I tried to test it. So hopefully the sound is pretty good and y'all can hear me pretty well. So I'm rolling the dice here. This morning, not that much to talk about here this Saturday morning. Just gonna skip through a few things. We'll give you an MLB update. Of course, spring training has started. Not really a lot of storylines coming out other than the Astros again. And I have my opinion on the top pitchers, starting pitchers in Major League Baseball right now. The NBA, couple of stories this week. D'Angelo Russell and the Timberwolves got a little bit of trouble for resting. I have to give you my opinion on resting players throughout the NBA season. As they got fined $25,000, I believe, for resting D'Angelo Russell the other day. 76ers troubles. Ben Simmons is out indefinitely with I think it's a shoulder injury. I think it's a calf. I think with Ben Simmons, and Embiid is hurt as well, but he'll be back within the next few weeks. Steph Curry also making a return. We'll talk a little bit about that. And the Kaboom Memorial was this week. I'll get my thoughts on it. Honestly, to be honest with you, I just still can't watch it yet. I didn't watch any clips yet. I was just starting to get over Kobe Bryant passing, but I'll talk a little bit about that. And NFL news, the Combine is going on right now in Indianapolis. And is Brady really moving on? There's been a lot of rumors about Tom Brady as it started to heat up again, as basically they said most likely he will be gone. And the CBA latest, and we'll take a quick preview of the XFL. But let's start with the baseball MLB update. Like I said, spring training started last Saturday, so it's been about a week. Nothing really jumping out. The Astros, of course, with their scandal and everything going on. And Jose Altuve supposedly was targeted this week, got brushed back by some pitchers, got booed in their spring training road game. So if they feel it in spring training, imagine. Like I said, during the regular season, I think it's going to be a tough regular season for the Astros, but can they mentally overcome it? I guess we'll see. And Garrett Cole moving on, I think, is also a step ahead for the Astros. So we'll see if they continue their 100-game wins in the regular season, or will they take a step back? Like I said, I'm still thinking about that division. I think about it more when we get close to the regular season, but I'm not too big on the Astros this year just because of the distraction that's going to have for them. Other than spring training, some teams doing their thing, still early in spring training. I'm an Orioles fan. Orioles been looking good, but that don't mean anything that much in spring training. Spring training you can take maybe some momentum, if you're swinging the bat real well, maybe get off to a good start in the regular season, but it don't really equate to what you're going to do in the regular season that much. So we'll see. Excuse me. I was tired. I had a rough week. I'll talk about that at the end of the video, but a little tired this morning, but I'm going to try to push through it for you guys. But nothing major going on in spring training, at least not right now, other than that Astros little brush up that they had. The top starting pitchers, like I said, normally I make my own list, but this year I decided just to sort of wing it and just look at other lists that I found. Now, in baseball, they got a lot of fantasy, maybe because, it's fantasy baseball is probably about to get together. Leagues probably forming or whatever. So this is from FantraxHQ.com, which this is the top starting pitchers in the league as far as fantasy. But I can't really dismiss their list for too much. They have Garrett Cole number one. My number one pitcher to me is Max Scherzer. I said it last year. I think he's been the most consistent pitcher over the last few years. Cole has been as well. Especially last year, he was big for the Astros, getting them back into the playoff mix and being a contender, made it to the World Series again. But I think Max Scherzer, I would still take Max Scherzer slightly over Cole. I probably would put Cole second. Jacob DeGrom is second on this list. He's underrated probably because he plays for the Mets, and the Mets haven't competed, but he's something to watch out for. Justin Verlander makes the list, he had fourth. Walker Buehler, I think he plays for the White Sox. I might be wrong, but he's their top five. So their top five is Cole, DeGrom, Scherzer, Justin Verlander, and Walker Buehler is their top five. Some notable guys: Steven Strasburg all the way at 10th. Chris Sale's already at 11. He took a step back. Kershaw is at 14. I don't know the pitcher. Luis Severino, you heard about. That's some news that came out this week. He's out indefinitely for the Yankees, so he's not going to be ready for the regular season. Also, Giancarlo Stanton having some issues as well. Noah Syndergaard 22nd. Yu Darvish 21st. Sonny Gray 25th. Zach Greinke 27th. Corey Kluber 28th. Trevor Bauer 29th. So pretty surprised that some of these guys is that low. Bumgarner is 40th. David Price is 41st on A list. Sonia Tony for the Angels, the pitcher and hitter, he's 42nd. So yeah, I think that's kind of high for him. So interesting list. So go check out the list yourself on fantraxhq.com. But like I said, I would take Max Scherzer right now. If I had one game to win, he would be my starter. And like I said, next week we'll probably do, we did infielders, we did outfielders, we'll probably do relief pitching next week. So look out for that. Maybe be some more baseball news come out. The Red Sox investigation still ain't been finalized, I guess. So you heard nothing about it. I thought it probably would have some news on that this week, but nothing came out. So I guess they still put it together. See if they will get any discipline or anything that happens to them. So let's go ahead and move on to the NBA. One of the biggest stories this week, the T-Wolves got fined for just simply resting D'Angelo Russell. Of course, D'Angelo Russell just got there via trade from the Golden State Warriors. Of course, the Warriors signed him in the offseason, then they traded to Minnesota. Just had a big game the other night, too. But I think you could get fined. I think I read it in the article if it's a nationally televised game, either TNT, ABC, ESPN game, NBA TV, TNT, any national televised game. If you wind up if you're sitting for no reason, if you're not really hurt, you could get fined for it. So Minnesota was able, I think, got fined this week for $25,000 for that. The whole narrative, and people always had people had debates all the time about rested and what they call it, management, minutes management, whatever they call it, rest management, whatever. I mean, as a fan, of course, you want to see, excuse me, you want to see your best players play every night if they can, all 82 games, But, you can make an argument both ways. Like the Spurs, I think, pretty much started this. Greg Popovich started this. He would rest guys all throughout the season, and then they have a strong playoff push. But I think it also could be a hindrance because you don't get in the rhythm. That's what a lot of people worry about with the Clippers, even though they looked good yesterday, last night against the Denver Nuggets. With Paul George coming back, scoring. Him and Kawhi been rested. Well, Paul George has been hurt all season, but Kawhi's been rested here and there. Haven't been going all out. LeBron James, he plays every pretty much a lot of minutes in every game if he can. He's doing it again this year. I guess as a fan, of course, I don't like it. I mean, especially if I come to a game live. Like if I went to a live game, I want to see what I came to see. But as a team management or as a deeper fan, if I know it's going to help us win, then I don't mind it. So it's some sort of like hypocritical on both sides, like sort of on both sides. I think both is beneficial. Um, but if I'm at the game, I kind of do want to see the best players out there. So that's where I stand on it, which is not really a complete one-sided stand. But uh, Wolves got fired for it, and the NBA did that so the Spurs should the rest. I remember one game. I don't know who they was playing. I know it was a TNT game. They rested manager, hopefully Tim Duncan and Tony Parker. They pretty much put out their B team for a nationally televised game. And I think it was a big uproar, but I think it was against the Heat. I think it was probably after they played the Heat in the finals, probably around that time, 2013, 14, something like that. And it was a big uproar about it. So I think the NBA put in that sort of that rule that you can't rest a guy, or just rest him if he's not really hurt. So that's kind of troubling. But I don't have, like I said, I sort of like as a fan, as a deep fan, I kind of don't like it. I want to see my guy out there every night, but at the same time, I know it's going to save him for the playoffs. I know my team a playoff team, and they're going to make that final push. Then ultimately, I don't care, as long as they able to show up in postseason. And then I have no problem with it. The Philadelphia 76ers, I wanted to talk about them this week because, the Ben Simmons is out indefinitely. I should have looked up his injury. I believe it's a shoulder or something like that. I know Embiid's is a shoulder. I think Ben Simmons is too, or it's calf or something with his arm. I know he's hurt. He's out indefinitely. Embiid, it was said it might have been a tear or something, but it might not be something minor, so he's been out. He only gonna be out a week, which I think is pretty much about to be over with. But the Sixers as a whole, like I said, I think they just sort of bored. They've been to the playoffs. I think they're just waiting for the playoffs. I think the regular season don't mean that much to them as a team. Like Embiid in particular, I think he's just not motivated. I think he ain't gonna be motivated to the playoffs. So I think that's where you'll see the back Sixers. Like I said, I still think they need more shooting. I think that's their weakness. But despite all these injuries and everything that's going on, I don't think they're going to finish low than 6 in the East. So, whoever that first round is, as long as it's not the Bucks, even though they match up well with Milwaukee. But if it's that, even them, I don't think. Even though they have a terrible road record this year, so maybe I shouldn't say that. But I think if they motivated, I don't think it's a big of a deal that they bat on the road. I think they can beat any of those top East teams, even Milwaukee. Maybe I still like Milwaukee to come out the East, but I think they can challenge Milwaukee or anybody else, Miami, Indiana. Who else up in that top echelon? The Toronto Raptors, who looks very good right now, as they have put together some win streaks again. So I think they could beat any of those teams. So I don't think it's a big deal where the seeding is, but if you look at how they played on the road, that might be an issue. But I'm not worried about them yet. I'm not just going to bury them yet. Like I said, I think part of it is just they're trying to make it to the playoffs, and they ain't really with this long regular season thing. They want to just get to the postseason and show what they made of, and I think that's part of the problem. But like I said, they're going to finish a little lower than 6, so it really don't matter, to them. That's why I think people need to just chill out a little bit, on the Sixers. Let's see what they do from here on and in the postseason. Final thing on the NBA talk list this week, Kobe Bryant Memorial. It was Monday, February 24th, of course, to honor Kobe Bryant and his daughter as well, 13-year-old daughter Gianna Bryant, who wore the number 2. So the date 224 represented them too. Part of me wanted to watch it live. I had the chance to watch it live. Something just told me not to. I just started getting emotional again. Like I said, Kobe, but I didn't, I guess, like I said, I didn't know Kobe was that big of an impact on me until now, until he passed away. So I was shocked how it affected me. But all I've been doing is watching his old clips. Now you can find his old videos, his videos with his daughter, with his family. just highlights of him as an NBA player. I just been watching those type of videos off and on since his passing. But the memorial here was very, very nice. A lot of celebrities was there as well, performing. I know Beyonce sang there. Um, so it was real nice. I just saved clips of it. I couldn't watch the whole thing. I might, in a little while, probably, maybe today if I got some time, watch a few clips. Um, like Shaq's speech, Michael Jordan, he was crying like a baby. Um, Doing his tribute to Kobe. So his wife, I heard his wife had a powerful speech. So I kind of want to go back and watch them, but I just at the time just couldn't, especially that Monday. And even during the week, you know, I watched Kobe videos, but not none of the memorial. So maybe I need to do that sometime, maybe in the next few days. So maybe I have more of a thought on it, but still hard to believe he's gone. Like I said, he was a big impact on the NBA, and not just the NBA, and the WNBA, and other people's just lives. I mean, he was, like I said, he made mistakes. You know, a lot of people, you know, it was the whole big thing in social media, and you know, in the media with Gayle King, of course, who works for CBS, who was interviewing Lisa Leslie. We all know about that, and then people were attacking her. Like I said, I think if she wouldn't have pushed that question, it would have just been water under the bridge. But I think she's trying to push Lisa Leslie to get a reaction out of her. I think that's what people more had the problem with. That's what was my problem. Not yesterday that she asked the question, because it is a part of his life. But I also think that's over and done with, even if he was still alive. I think he suffered whatever he did. He suffered the consequences to me, and I felt like he became a better man because of it. Not, like I said, not dismissing the victim. You know, we don't basically, like I said, I go. This is what I said. I don't know what really happened. I wasn't there. None of us was there. All you go by is evidence of what you heard, and unfortunately, she didn't testify. And you just gotta take it for what it is. You know, whatever you believe, you have the right to believe what you want to believe or feel the way you feel. That's not what I'm saying. That the feelings are not leading. You know, I feel like um, he suffered the consequences at that time and moved on in his life. I think he became a better person because of it. And then, like I said, I think now that he had 4 daughters, I think that's his whole. If his mind was negative towards women in any type of way, I think it should quickly change when he started looking around and say, "Oh, well, I got daughters, and I don't know why to treat my daughters that way." And I think he tried to make the world a better place for women overall. Period. He was advocate, especially the WNBA players who say that. You know, as far as Gianna, you know, it was just sad, you know, her life being cut short. But I didn't want to get too deep into it. I just wanted to get my thoughts on the memorial, well, what I do know about it. But honestly, I could be honest with y'all, I couldn't watch. I just didn't want to go down that emotional road again. So I just said, nah, I'm going to leave this alone. Maybe, like I said, maybe when I cannot watch them, they'll still be there. I can watch them later. But I just couldn't do it at the moment. So that's it for the NBA this week. Let's move on to the NFL news. NFL Combine started, I believe it was Tuesday or Wednesday. The receiver from Alabama, Riggs, a lot of talk about him. He ran a 4.2 at the 40-yard dash. And a punter, I think. I forgot. I don't know what school he's from, but he bench pressed a lot. So that's the 2 biggest noise man made from the combine. But me, like I said, I mean, I watched the combine here and there, but I think it's a good evaluation of players. I don't know, of course, you know, whoever run the fastest or jump the highest or lift the most weights, they're always the greatest players. So you can take it with a grain of salt, you know. It's good to watch if there's, you know, nothing else to watch, you know, to get some good information, at least to watch the NFL Network and then break down certain things with these certain players, and then when they get into the NFL, you see some of what they were saying. So that's why I like to kind of watch it for that reason as well. But other than that, I'm not really big on the combine. But I think it lasts all the way through Tuesday. I think it's like a week long, so we'll see more news come out, I'll definitely talk about that next week. Tom Brady, of course, I think I touched on Tom Brady a little bit last week, and all the quarterbacks that has possibly might be moving somewhere else, which is a lot of them. I mean, this is probably the most quarterback friendly market in a while, you know. Like I said, Phillip Rivers out there, Brady possibly, Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota, Teddy Bridgewater might be available. I mean, that's already a deep list. But I know there's more guys probably gonna be looking for somewhere else to go. Cam Newton possibly, Matt Stafford probably. These are more rumors, but they possibly. Teams might be ready to move on from them two guys. So it's crazy out here. I'm gonna just focus on Brady today because now, like I said, I watch ESPN. I say it all the time. ESPN is my source for my information, and I believe it was Jeff Darlington came out and said he'd be shocked if Brady comes back to New England. Now, me personally, it's hard for me to see him go anywhere else. I still think New England can win and be competitive because the East is still theirs. Buffalo's coming. I think Buffalo making steps forward. Like if Josh Allen takes a step forward, Buffalo will be a challenge. But Miami is will be rebuilding for a while, and the Jets. I mean, they're just the Jets, so we don't know. But I mean, I like that they got Sam Darnold. I had a problem with Sam Darnold, but I think they still got some work to do. So. And, it's been, Oakland has come up a lot. The Chargers have come up. Dallas has been coming up a lot now lately as well because of Dak Prescott and somebody else that possibly could be moving. It's a possibility because of his contract. He could be moving somewhere else. So, yeah, it's a mess. But Brady, like I said, only place I kind of see him might go is Oakland because John really like veteran quarterbacks. And I think Oakland got a decent team. They might move on for Derek Carr or somebody else that could be available if this happens. The rest of the Tennessee has been thrown out there. I think that's possible because Ryan Tannehill still just an average quarterback. He had a good year. He's still average. But those are the only two realistic spots I see for Tennessee or Oakland. I think Dallas. I just think they're gonna eventually play Dak his money. And you got a young quarterback. I mean, even though Brady probably still can play well, he'll be 44, I think, when the season starts. I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna basically get rid of Dak for Tom Brady. I don't think they're gonna go that route. And same with the Chargers. Why would you get rid of Phillip Rivers then? Might as well stick with Rivers, even though Brady, you can argue Brady's still better for Rivers right now. But Rivers is getting up there, so why bring somebody else? I think the Chargers sort of want to probably start over a little bit. So I just don't see those two places being a possibility, or really pretty much nowhere else. I think it's either going to be Oakland or Tennessee, and I lean more towards Oakland. If he's not staying really, but I really think he's going to stay in New England possibly. So it's something else to look forward to. Keep an eye on. Like I said, I think he's the first domino. I think once he falls, then all the other pieces will start moving around as well. The latest CBA news, of course, around this time last week, there's been a proposed deal. The 17 games and extra playoff team. That's the stuff going on. I mean, going on on the field, but. I think the players mostly agree with the CBA. At least that's what I've been hearing everywhere. But will they sign it? We'll see. Will the players sign it? They say most likely they will. So we'll see if they will sign it. But that's something else we have to wait and see on. I think they will. I don't think it's going to make it to 2021. I think they might get the deal signed before the season starts, before the league calendar starts in a few weeks. At least what I've been hearing about everything. So that's it with the NFL news. Of course, we'll have more next week on everything sports. Especially if the NFL, if anything else come out, I'll definitely talk about it next week. I've been covering the XFL. I've been watching the XFL Of course, there's 4 more games this week. Today, the LA Wildcats against the New York Guardians. The Guardians looked bad last week. The Wildcats looked like world beaters, so that's actually the matchup. The game is in New York, so we'll see if LA can overcome that. Seattle at St. Louis. St. Louis is 2-1. Seattle 1-2. Seattle to me doesn't look too terrible, but they only 1-2. St. Louis last 2 weeks look pretty good, so we'll see who wins that matchup tomorrow. You'll see the 3-0 Houston Roughnecks against the Dallas Renegades. I think this is the game of the week out the 4. PJ Walker is lighting up. You can read the article on ESPN right now. How he drinks Joby Percent and Andrew Luck for his success so far, as he's looked sharp. The receiver Cam, I forgot his last name. Number 14 for Houston. Watch out for him. He's tearing the league up so far now too. Dallas looked good last week. Landry Jones looked like he was more comfortable. They're at home, so we'll see if they can get the Houston their first loss. And the DC Defenders against the Tampa Bay Vipers. DC looked very bad last week. Tampa Bay, it's over 3, but they played a lot better last week. They gave Houston a run for their money, so we'll see if they improve. Maybe they can get their first win at home. So that would do it this week for the blog. Just a few of my final thoughts. The channel, like I said, I'm trying to mention every week. I was going to do Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, but that pretty much is delayed, or I don't know if I'm ever going to do it at all. The copyright laws are very strong with them, so they don't want you sharing none of their information, none of their game, or nothing. So I'm guessing the guys that is on YouTube is either found some type of loophole, or they actually advertise for the game. So I'm in a dilemma there, so I can't post any videos of that, which sucks because I was real excited about that. As far as my other projects, just like I said, I've been having a rough week. I'm barely able to stay awake doing this video as my eyes is heavier and heavier as the more I talk. But like I said, just been another rough week working at work. Just like I said, personal things going on. It's just when I get able to get my rest, I try to rest instead of doing anything during the week. But today, like I said, today is one of my real free days, so hopefully I'll do something. They maybe some Call of Duty, or whatever you want to watch. And like I said, I appreciate you guys all the time. I did gain a subscriber this week. I need to look up to see if I can figure out who it is. And so I'll definitely I thank you for watching right now, and I definitely thank you, period. Just thank everybody, all my subscribers, for being so patient with me. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap the video up because all my videos have been so long. I don't know how long I've been talking here. Let's see if I estimate. Oh, not that long. I don't even think I'm 30 minutes in, so that's good. I appreciate that. At least I made it under 30 minutes, so that's good. But thank you guys so much. Enjoy y'all weekend. I'm in Baltimore. It's cold today, but it's supposed to get warmer in the next few days. Wherever you are in the country, be safe. And thank you guys for watching this set this morning. And talk to you soon. Thank you so much. I'll see you Friday. I'll be on this Friday. Friday is my next off work day. So my next vlog should be Friday, episode 117, which will be March. But first is Monday, Sunday. First is tomorrow. So the 6th, I think, is Friday, if I'm correct. So March 6th, I'll be right here with episode 117, and we'll talk about all the biggest things in sports throughout the week. Truly well said. Thank you so much. Just look at the channel. I might be doing some projects today, so just keep your eyes open. And I thank you guys so much for joining me this morning. And have a good weekend, and have a good day. I'll see you Friday. Thank you so much.